What if I told you that the final season of Outlander might not only break your heart, but also rewrite everything you thought you knew about Claire and Jamie's fate? Season 8 isn't just another chapter. It's the last battle, the final love letter, and possibly the most devastating goodbye this series has ever delivered. From shocking revelations to the return of faces we thought were lost forever, the path ahead is full of both promise and danger. The countdown has begun. Outlander Season 8 is on its way, and this time, the stakes are higher than ever. Unlike previous seasons, where survival was the challenge, the upcoming episodes will force every character to question what they're truly willing to sacrifice. This isn't just a continuation of a story, it's the closing of a world we've lived in for years, and every choice made from here on out will echo into the finale. The Revolutionary War is no longer brewing in the background. It's at the doorstep, and Claire and Jamie find themselves right in the middle of the chaos. Every battle fought will come with a cost, and survival will no longer be guaranteed for anyone. The war is not just political, it's personal. Old enemies will return, and loyalties will be tested in ways we've never seen before. The tension between Jamie and William, for example, is expected to boil over. But what happens when personal grudges clash with the need to survive? That's where the heartbreak begins. And then there's the mystery of faith, the truth we've been waiting for since the beginning. Season 8 promises to finally pull back the curtain, revealing secrets that could either heal old wounds or tear the Fraser family apart for good. This revelation isn't just a subplot, it's a ticking clock that will shape the emotional core of the final season. As the war intensifies, Claire's medical skills will become a beacon of hope in the darkness. We've seen her save countless lives before, but the final season will push her beyond anything she's faced. Imagine tending to the wounded in the middle of cannon fire, or making life-or-death decisions in seconds with no time to think. Claire's resilience will shine, but at what cost to her own safety? The show has always danced on the edge of danger, but this time, that danger feels closer, more personal, than ever before. One of the biggest questions fans can't stop asking is about Jamie's fate. Will he survive the war, or is his story destined to end in tragedy? The books hint at an old age for him, but the show has never been afraid to twist the narrative. What if the adaptation chooses a different path, one that leaves us shattered? If there's a time jump, his death could be shown in a bittersweet epilogue. If not, his survival could be the final act of defiance against fate. Either way, the suspense around his fate will hang over the entire season like a shadow. Meanwhile, whispers of time travel are once again creeping into the storyline. Who will go where? And more importantly, why now? If the timeline shifts again, it could reunite characters, undo losses, or cause even more heartbreak. Time travel in Outlander has always been a double-edged sword, offering miracles and tragedies in equal measure. The final season could use it as a way to tie up the story, or leave us with haunting questions we'll never fully answer. This first stretch of Season 8 promises a blend of war drama, emotional confrontation, and long-awaited revelations. It's not just about whether the Frasers will win or lose the war. It's about whether they can hold their family together when the world around them is falling apart. And as the final chapter begins, one thing is certain: nothing will ever be the same again. As the story moves deeper into Season 8, the weight of the Revolutionary War presses harder on every character. The Frasers are not just observers. They are participants in a conflict that is tearing the continent apart. With every skirmish, with every loss, the line between victory and survival blurs. Jamie, as both a leader and a husband, will face impossible decisions that could either secure his family's future or destroy it entirely. The tension between Jamie and William is expected to be one of the season's emotional cornerstones. For years, William has believed a truth that was carefully constructed around him, never knowing that Jamie is his real father. But the walls around that secret are cracking. The possibility that this revelation could come just before tragedy strikes makes the entire plotline feel like a lit fuse. One wrong move, and everything explodes. Imagine the emotional chaos if William discovers the truth only moments before his fate is sealed. Claire's role grows even more critical as the war intensifies. Her ability to save lives will be pushed to its limits, especially as resources run thin and the enemy closes in. We've watched her patch up wounds and pull people back from the brink before, but this time, she'll be forced to make the kind of choices that no healer should ever have to make, deciding who can be saved and who can't. Those choices will haunt her, even if the war is won. And then there's the long-awaited return of Brianna and Roger's unresolved 20th century storyline. Many fans feared this thread would be left dangling, but sources suggest that Season 8 will finally bring their modern-day challenges back into focus. Their journey between centuries has always been filled with danger, but in the final season, it could take on new urgency. If time travel becomes central to the plot again, they might hold the key to changing, or sealing, the fate of the entire Fraser family. The mysteries surrounding Faith will also come to a head. We've carried this unanswered question for seasons, and now, the truth will finally be spoken aloud. But the reveal won't be gentle. In Outlander, truth is rarely a gift. It's a weapon, and in the wrong hands, it can destroy even the strongest bonds. Whatever Faith's real story turns out to be, it's bound to ripple through every relationship in the series. Meanwhile, the battlefield is not the only place where danger lurks. Old enemies from past seasons are rumored to make their return, some seeking revenge, others chasing their own selfish ambitions. The war may be the backdrop, but personal vendettas will cut even deeper. The Frasers will learn quickly that not all threats wear a uniform, and some of the deadliest come from those they once trusted. The emotional intensity of Season 8 will also come from its pacing. This isn't going to be a slow farewell, it's going to be a relentless march toward the finale. Every episode will be heavy with the knowledge that we are running out of time. Every decision, every battle, every conversation could be the last. This constant undercurrent of finality is what will make the season unforgettable and unbearable for fans. By the time we reach the halfway point of the season, we'll have witnessed victories that feel hollow and losses that feel unbearable. The Revolutionary War will rage on. The Frasers' family ties will be stretched to breaking, and the shadow of the finale will loom larger with each passing moment. The only question left will be, when the smoke clears, who will still be standing? As the final episodes approach, every thread of the story begins to tighten. The war will reach its most violent and decisive stage, and the Frasers will find themselves standing at the heart of it. Victory is possible, but it will not come without sacrifice. In Season 8, winning the war may mean losing the very people they fought to protect. And that is the cruel paradox of this final chapter. Even triumph will taste like loss. Jamie's fate will remain uncertain until the very end. The series has teased his possible death so many times that fans have grown used to holding their breath, waiting for the unthinkable to happen. But in the last season, this fear will feel different, heavier, more final. The books suggest he lives to old age, but television has its own rules, and Outlander has never been afraid to rewrite destiny for the sake of emotional impact. If his end comes here, it will not be quick or meaningless. It will be a moment that sears itself into the memory of every viewer. William's story will move toward its inevitable climax. If the rumors are true, his final moments will be among the most heartbreaking in the show's history. To learn that Jamie is his real father only moments before his death would be a cruel twist of fate, a truth delivered too late to change anything, but powerful enough to break Jamie's heart in a way that even war could not. That emotional wound may become the real scar Jamie carries into the final scene. Claire, meanwhile, will embody both the strength and fragility of the human spirit. Her skills as a healer will save countless lives, but even she cannot heal everyone. The war will force her to witness and endure losses she cannot undo. Her bond with Jamie will be tested like never before, but it is precisely this love that will keep them moving forward, step after painful step, until the final battle is over. Brianna and Roger's time travel storyline could deliver one of the season's most shocking twists. Whether they return to the past to change history or stay in the modern world to protect their family's future, their choices could tip the scales toward hope or despair. Time travel has always been a dangerous gift in Outlander, and in the final season, It could be used in a way that leaves the audience questioning whether the outcome was worth the cost. And then there is the finale itself, the moment fans have been dreading and anticipating in equal measure. It will not be a quiet goodbye. Expect the Revolutionary War to end in a storm of fire and heartbreak, with the Frasers caught in its final, furious wave. Whether the show closes on a scene of victory or tragedy, it will leave us with the unmistakable sense that we have reached the end of a long, winding road, one paved with both love and loss. The biggest question is whether Outlander will dare to give us a happy ending after so much destruction. A purely joyful conclusion seems almost impossible. Too many lives have been lost, too much blood spilled. The most we can hope for is a bittersweet farewell, one that honors the sacrifices made while allowing a sliver of light to break through the darkness. Perhaps the war will be won, but the cost will be written in the faces of those who survived. The final scene will likely be designed to stay with us forever, the kind of moment that replays in your mind long after the credits roll. It could be Jamie and Claire standing together one last time, or a haunting reminder that even the strongest love cannot escape the weight of history. Whatever it is, it will close the door on a story that has defined an era of television. And when the last frame fades to black, we will be left with the same question that has driven this series from the start. How far would you go, and what would you sacrifice for the ones you love? Season 8 will give us that answer, and it may not be the one we're ready to hear.